November 2022, a $32 billion financial empire evaporated into thin air in less than 72 hours. Before the fall, Sam Bankman-Fried was hailed as the modern JP Morgan of digital assets, gracing magazine covers and dining with world leaders. But behind the altruistic billionaire persona lay the largest corporate fraud in American history. Millions of investors lost their life savings overnight when FTX suddenly froze withdrawals. Did you or anyone you know lose money during the sudden collapse of FTX, or did you see the signs early? Drop a comment below right now. Be sure to stay until the very end of this video, where we will break down the critical financial and personal lessons learned from this historic catastrophe. Before he controlled billions, Sam Bankman-Fried was just a physics graduate from MIT with an unusual obsession: effective altruism. Born to two prominent Stanford law professors, Sam grew up in an environment steeped in intellectual debate and high expectations. He adopted a utilitarian philosophy that taught him to make as much money as humanly possible, solely to give it all away to charity. This noble goal became the perfect cover for taking massive, dangerous risks. Armed with an analytical mind and a complete disregard for traditional financial rules, Sam set his sights on Wall Street. He quickly realized that traditional markets were too slow and heavily regulated for his big ambitions. The wild, wild west of cryptocurrency was calling his name, promising limitless opportunities for anyone brave enough to break the mold. In 2017, Sam discovered a massive glitch in the matrix of global crypto markets, the famous kimchi premium. Bitcoin was trading up to 10% higher in Japan and South Korea compared to the United States due to strict capital controls. Most traders saw the regulatory red tape as an insurmountable wall, but Sam saw a golden printer. He founded Alameda Research, a quantitative crypto trading firm, and recruited a tight-knit crew of young, ambitious friends. By manually wiring millions of dollars through obscure Japanese banks and flying physical envelopes of cash, Alameda pulled off arbitrage trades that netted over $1 million every single day. Sam became an overnight legend among crypto insiders. However, as the easy arbitrage profits began to dry up, Alameda needed bigger plays, setting the stage for an explosive, highly dangerous expansion into uncharted territory. By 2019, Sam Bankman-Fried was deeply frustrated with existing crypto exchanges, which were plagued by constant outages, poor risk engine design, and slow execution speed. Driven by the belief that he could build a vastly superior platform, Sam launched FTX, short for Futures Exchange. FTX was designed specifically by professional traders, for professional traders, introducing complex financial derivatives, high-leverage options, and innovative trading products that immediately set it apart from retail-focused rivals. To fuel rapid international growth, Sam moved operations to Hong Kong and later the tax-friendly Bahamas, surrounding himself with a small, insulated circle of loyal insiders. What the crypto world didn't realize, however, was that FTX and Alameda Research were bound together from day one in an unethical and secret alliance that completely undermined the exchange's structural integrity. At the core of Sam's empire was a digital token he created out of thin air, FTT. FTX gave users discounts for holding FTT, artificially driving up its demand. FTX quietly kept a massive stockpile of these tokens, inflating their value through aggressive buybacks. Alameda then used this illiquid token as collateral to borrow billions of real cash from unsuspecting crypto lenders. It was a self-referential money loop. FTX minted FTT, Alameda pumped its price, borrowed real capital against it, and funneled that cash back into the business. On paper, both firms looked insanely wealthy, but the balance sheets were backed by air. Have you ever bought a cryptocurrency token that felt too good to be true? Tell us in the comments. If the price of FTT ever crashed, the entire house of cards would come tumbling down. By 2021, FTX wasn't just a crypto exchange, it was a global pop culture phenomenon. Top-tier Silicon Valley venture capital firms, including Sequoia Capital, poured hundreds of millions of dollars into FTX without asking basic auditing questions. Sam Bankman-Fried played League of Legends on his laptop during high-stakes pitch meetings, and investors fell in love with his quirky genius image. Billions of dollars flooded into FTX's coffers. The company bought naming rights to the Miami Heat's arena, ran star-studded Super Bowl commercials featuring Larry David, and secured endorsements from Tom Brady and Steph Curry. Sam became the public face of crypto, lobbying politicians in Washington, D.C., and donating tens of millions to political campaigns. He positioned FTX as the safe, regulated gateway for institutional money, hiding the dark reality that the exchange was completely unaudited and running on financial quicksand. In May 2022, the crypto market suffered a devastating crash when the Terra Luna ecosystem collapsed. Alameda Research lost billions overnight as liquidity evaporated across the entire industry. Instead of letting Alameda go bankrupt, Sam Bankman-Fried made a fatal, illegal decision. FTX quietly transferred billions of dollars in customer deposits directly to Alameda to cover its massive trading debts. How did they pull this off without anyone noticing? FTX's chief engineer had altered the exchange's core codebase, granting Alameda a secret backdoor command. This unique exemption permitted Alameda to hold a negative balance of up to $65 billion without triggering automated risk alerts or liquidations. While millions of everyday users believed their crypto was safely stored in segregated accounts, FTX was secretly spending customer funds on bad trades and luxury Bahamian penthouses. Have you ever wondered if your exchange balances are truly secure? Share your thoughts in the comments below. On November 2nd, 2022, a bombshell news report exposed Alameda Research's leaked balance sheet. Millions of users realized that Alameda's billions in net equity were largely backed by FTX's own home-printed token, FTT. Recognizing the impending danger, rival exchange Binance announced it would liquidate over $500 million in FTT. Panic instantly tore through the market, igniting a full-scale digital bank run. Within 48 hours, frantic users attempted to withdraw over $5 billion from FTX, but the exchange didn't have the money because it had secretly loaned those customer funds to Alameda. On November 8th, FTX halted all user withdrawals, locking up life savings worldwide. Have you ever been locked out of a financial account during a system panic? Tell us your story in the comments. The illusion had shattered, and Sam's empire was racing toward total collapse. On November 11th, 2022, FTX filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and Sam Bankman-Fried resigned as CEO. Veteran restructuring expert John J. Ray III took over, publicly declaring he had never seen such a complete failure of corporate controls in his entire career. Exactly 1 month later, Bahamian authorities arrested Sam at his luxury penthouse and extradited him to the United States. His inner circle, including Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison, pled guilty and cooperated with federal prosecutors. In court, devastating testimony unraveled the true scope of the $8 billion customer shortfall. On November 2nd, 2023, after less than 5 hours of deliberation, a jury found Sam Bankman-Fried guilty on all 7 federal counts of fraud and conspiracy. Have you ever followed a major financial trial that shocked you this much? Share your thoughts in the comments below. On March 28, 2024, Federal Judge Lewis Kaplan sentenced Sam Bankman-Fried to 25 years in federal prison and ordered the forfeiture of $11 billion. The ultimate sentence served as a stark reminder that even the most celebrated financial visionaries are bound by the law. The fall of FTX wasn't caused by complex digital code or market volatility. It was caused by age-old human greed, hubris, and a total absence of financial accountability. $8 billion in customer funds were wiped away because millions of people placed their trust in a charisma-driven black box without demanding basic operational transparency. As Sam begins his quarter-century sentence, the ghost of FTX remains a towering warning for the future of global finance. Which aspect of the FTX story shocked you the most? The backdoor code or the celebrity endorsements? Let us know in the comments. Lessons learned from the collapse of FTX. Not your keys, not your coins. Never leave large sums of capital on centralized exchanges without verifying proof of reserves and security practices. Beware of unchecked charisma. Celebrity endorsements, glowing media profiles, and political influence are no replacement for audited financial statements and strict regulatory oversight. If you don't understand the yield, you are the yield. Products offering unrealistic returns or relying on self-minted tokens like FTT for collateral are built on financial quicksand. Corporate governance matters. A complete lack of board oversight and internal controls is the ultimate red flag for any investment. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's greatest financial collapses, make sure to hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss out on our upcoming investigative documentaries and financial deep dives. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and we'll see you in the next video.